This video is brought to you by Trapline Transport, serving BC to Quebec, Canada with regional and long-haul Super B flat deck freight. With Trapline's experienced team, you can expect fast, efficient, and honest service. Our team will transport your valuable products across Western Canada with the skill and experience you expect and can count on. At Trapline, we are committed to you, our customer, building loyalty and long-term partnerships. We want you to be satisfied with our work, which is why we provide open communication channels where we will update you through each process from arranging a shipment to delivery at your door. Trapline understands that providing exceptional customer service is critical to building strong, long-lasting relationships with our customers. Just head over to traplinetransport.ca and get a free quote right now. Good evening, good evening. We are in my hometown, parked over here at the Petra Pass. What are you binging at me for? Oh, I have lights on. I'm like, what's going on? Lights are on. Got it. Okay. Is my truck fixed? That is the question of the day. I don't know. The answer is I don't know. Close my windows. Go. It's actually Sunday night for me. Got to deliver in Merritt. This load's supposed to deliver last week on Friday, but instead of delivering Friday, we're going to deliver Monday morning, 7 a.m. Because the truck was just overheating that bad. It's like, you know what? Let's get it in the shop. Get it in the shop. Got to the shop Thursday afternoon. Dropped it off. Friday afternoon, we got a notification that they changed put in a brand new oil cooler. Let me get my gauges up over here on the center console screen. We are going to climb the connector, and if it's fixed, we'll know pretty quick up the connector. If almost not have to start downshifting because of heat, we know it's not fixed. If I can just leave it in automatic and drive over top with no overheating issues, then we know we're good. We know it's been fixed. There's so many of you guys in the comments going, tell the boss you need a brand new truck. It's like, dude, it's just one issue that we can't pinpoint. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks to figure it out. You guys are part of the problem, throwing out perfectly good stuff. Stop throwing out good stuff and fix. Let's fix and repair. Does school not teach recycle, reduce, reuse? Reduce, reuse, fix. You don't throw away a truck that's still perfectly good.
Turn right at the traffic light.
A truck gets thrown out when it becomes more expensive than the money it makes. That's when you toss a truck out. When financially it doesn't make sense anymore. This truck is still in great shape. Other than, you know, a couple little minor issues here and there. As it gets older, it's going to be in the shop a little more often. I remember I had that one truck, this is years ago, that would be in the shop on a weekly basis. And when it got to the point where it's like, you know what? I can't send you out of province because the truck's going to break down. I can't send you somewhere out in the boonies because the truck's going to break down. It's time to get a new truck. Till then, We're gonna keep driving this beauty. It's like, what's wrong with this truck? She's a beauty. I mean, if I did want a new truck, it would be, I'd probably request a modern sloped hood Kenworth, because Kenworth is the only dealership in town. I'd want a Kenworth. If I were to get a brand new truck, it'd be a modern one again. I love the old school look. But the amenities inside, I kind of miss that of the modern trucks. With the drawer refrigerator, drawer freezer.
Drive, then take the first left.
That's what I would probably request, but I would request at least 600 horsepower. With the Super B, with the quad deck, 500 horsepower was fine. But Super B, I would request one of those Cummins X15s with 600 horsepower. Lots of torque.
Turn right on 50th Road.
And automatic. I know, it's crazy, but I would request the automatic. But I think that's still probably another 4 or 5 years away. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but this truck has had very few breakdowns. Maybe you guys are just very spoiled. This truck has had very few breakdowns compared to any other truck I've had. It's been the most, honestly, been the most reliable truck I've ever driven.
Turn right on Highway 97.
As far as my lockers and my, like the diff locks, and it just reliably getting me over the mountains, especially in the winter. It's like, I have not had any serious issues with this truck. What lane are you in? You're in my lane? Okay. I'll wait. How about you? You're in my lane too? No, you're not in my lane. I could have gone. How about you? Oh, you're turning up? I could have, no. Hard to tell. They're coming around a blind corner, so it's hard to tell. They're getting a yellow light. No Jess, guys. No Jess. She has a good reason not to be here. Her youngest brother fighting melanoma cancer for the last year, a little over a year. Finally lost his battle with cancer and passed away.
1.5 kilometers. Turn left on Highway 97.
On Thursday. The day I was headed home. Passed away Thursday morning.
1 kilometer. Turn left on Highway 97.
So Jess is gonna stay home, help his spouse try to figure things out, because his spouse is alone down there. Jess is talking about driving down there. I want the pickup to have new tires before that. I should have probably been on that this weekend, looking at new tires. But the next weekend, I'm gonna look at getting new winter tires for that pickup. And that way, if Jess needs to drive down to Oregon, she can. So yeah, her brother Cameron, it sounds wrong saying Cameron, her brother Cam, brother's just Cam. Cam is right, okay. I'm not gonna do that again, it sounds wrong. Cam. Her brother Cam passed away on Thursday. He signed a DNR report, DNR, well, I don't know, it's not a report. But anyway, he signed a DNR document a week ago, or yeah, a week before he passed away. So, and then when he had a major seizure attack, he lasted a few hours after that. So we knew it was coming. Still hurts, still painful. There's gonna be a link down below to a GoFundMe. Maybe it's gonna be, this is 2 weeks later. Maybe the GoFundMe is gonna be gone already. But if anyone wants to donate to my brother-in-law for either for cremation or expenses for ceremonies, all that stuff, it's all thousands of dollars, and they certainly didn't have the money to pay for that, so we're gonna try paying for as much of that as we can. So if anyone wants to donate through that, if the GoFundMe is gone, just do a coffee. There's a coffee link down below. Just donate there and make a note that says, for Jess's brother, we will take all of that money and make sure it ends up going to Jess's brother for any kind of services that the spouse needs. All of that costs thousands of dollars. It's like, apparently death is expensive. So yeah, any support would be greatly appreciated. But completely up to you guys. If you guys are suffering and short on money, don't even think about it. We'll figure this out without you guys maxing out your credit cards. No, my dash cam just fell off. How dare you, dash cam? How dare you? Anyway, moving on. I figured you guys needed to know why Jess didn't come with. I kind of suspected she wouldn't as soon as we knew, but we did have planned for her to come with this week, and I don't know when she'll be back. Is it going to be next week or the week after? When's she going to drive down to Oregon? I don't know. Oh, I know another thing we need to talk about. My brother-in-law and spouse ran a blog. Stupid dash cam. My brother-in-law and spouse ran a blog called Random Reasons to Live. I'll share a link to that. If anyone wants to have a uplifting little blog that's kind of fun, you guys can check that out. That was kind of his passion of supporting other people dealing with depression. He was definitely a caretaker. His last job before cancer was literally being a caretaker for people that couldn't for themselves. So yeah, awesome little dude, my little bro. Is nice and calm. It's probably going to be dark by the time we start climbing. It's only 19 degrees Celsius outside, so it's quite cool. But the overheating issue, if you guys remember the overheating issue, it was overheating at I was driving empty over Paulson at about 22 degrees Celsius outside, and I was overheating. So the outside temperature was not affecting the overheating problem. So we'll know soon here if the oil cooler was the problem. nice heavy load. Guys, I don't want to say it. Son of a gun, guys. You guys want to know what my oil temperature is here on the flat? Just like the truck's been sitting all weekend. Since the truck hasn't run since Friday, and now it's Sunday night. Engine is as cold as you can possibly get it. Pulling a load on the flat here. It's 235. Son of a gun, I don't think they fixed it. Okay, that's frustrating. We're gonna overheat climbing. There's no way around. I just don't see a way around it. We'll see. We'll see as we start climbing, but if it's 135 already, darn it. I was so hopeful that they would finally have it. See, maybe that's the max it gets to before the thermostat and the fan, circulate. The thermostat opens and circulates the oil. Because I'll be honest, I never checked my oil temperature before it started overheating. It's on the screen. That's where the radio is. That's where all the other stuff. It's not a gauge I watch. So maybe it always ran that, and maybe the gauge doesn't read accurately either. Maybe it's cooler than it says, but if it says 135 the whole way up, and that's the max it hits, then we're fine. But if it goes to 150, then obviously we're not fine. I already turned the fan manually on, so I'm already cheating this first hill. Drop to 130 there. Going through town. Trout Creek. Mind if I nibble on some cold chicken? And it's my supper tonight. Leftover chicken. You do mind? Not too bad. I'm gonna nibble on cold chicken anyway. Don't have cold chicken very often, but not terrible. I used to hate it, but not so much anymore. Let's see how it does this hill. We're 230 right now. Click the fan off, it actually turns off still. Click it right back on. Seven-ish. I feel it would have, last week it would have overheated by now already. So maybe it is fixed. We'll find out. As soon as we get through Peachland, we'll start climbing. And we don't stop climbing for a long time. We will guarantee to know then. It's gone all the way to 240. Water temperature staying at 210, 215. Is normal. That's where water always sat. Water temperature hasn't been a problem through this whole thing. Water temperature was normal before and during, and still just water temperature is running normal temperature. Just stayed right at the 240, but a little below 240 mark. They idled the truck a lot on the weekend. I'm pretty low on fuel. I'm at a quarter tank. Next place I can fuel up is in Merritt, so I'll fuel up tonight. spicy. Yeah, temperature's back down to 230, 235. Okay, that did better than I suspected after seeing the flat temperature. Waka waka waka. It's starting to get dark really early. 6:45 and it's already dark out. What do we got going on here? It's a terrible place to park. Mr. RV, your pickup has lights on and your trailer does not. That's a problem. That is highly illegal. In fact, legally you need lights on half an hour before sunset. And sunset today is 7:16, so at 8:46, which is right now, this second. Right now, legally you need lights on. As in tail lights, all around, clearance lights, headlights, all of it. Yeah, it's kind of weird to be this dark and the sun hasn't set yet. It's still half an hour before the sun sets. Still haven't seen any progress on this slide. When are they going to start working on it again? Yeah, maybe some of the stuff laying on the ground here has changed a bit, maybe? Hard to tell. A year now of no activity. Nothing has been worked on this slide for a full year. Crazy. Who was the person that commented down here a year ago that they're just stopping for winter and they'll start again in spring? Who was that? I just want to point out you were wrong. You were wrong. They did not start back up. That RV lights, without lights, the signal light did work. So he does have signal lights on the back. At least he has that. Brake lights would be good too. Mr. RV, I'm catching up with you. You passed me. Clouds definitely look a little stormy, don't they? I'm afraid the outside cameras are going to be pretty useless to us with this kind of lighting. Well, some of you guys say you like the dash cam, that's your favorite camera, so I got a feeling we'll get more of that camera today. I don't know how shaky the video will be outside. They're really good. The cameras are really good to a certain point, and all of a sudden it gets dark enough for the video stabilization to not work anymore, and then all of a sudden the video is just shaky and vibrates and blurry and it's just unwatchable. But I figured if I don't shoot a video right now and the truck overheats climbing, it's going to be hard to shoot any other videos this week because the truck's just going to go back in the shop. We'll see. We'll see what the plan is. If it overheats, do I limp it the rest of the week, or do I turn around or make this delivery and then just come right back, or what is the plan? So if the rest of the week's videos are videos I shot in the past and the credits are all wrong and your members, you're not in the members list and stuff like that, you know this went all upside down. I had the rest of the week off. If Wednesday's video is a regular video in sequence, then you know that either we're limping it through the week or it didn't overheat. Well, we'll know here really quickly if it's going to overheat or not. Because if it does not overheat on this hill, we'll be fine. We're almost to it. We're coming down into Peachland here shortly. And then we have to climb for like 15 miles, 26 kilometers, non-stop, climbing 8% grade. Just climb, 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 climb. If we make it to the top of that without overheating, then we're good, we're golden. If we're going to test if this thing's going to overheat, this is the hill to test it on. There's no other hill that's going to make this truck work harder than this hill. Kootenai Pass would probably be even. Got to do a good hard climb there. I think it's a little less distance though, so Kootenai Pass would be a good test. Coquihalla might be a half decent test. Don't climb nearly as long though. Paulton would be an okay test. But yeah, this is definitely the test. had a mute button so I could mute myself if I'm about to cough. I'm still confused how that RV got in there. Did it slide in from the top? Did it come off the top? There's a road up there. That would make more sense if it came tumbling off the top. Started a mini little forest fire there. See the hill we're about to start climbing. We're going to leave the lake behind us. Here comes the moment of truth. Once we're through this town, Peachland. Used to be peach orchards all over the place here, but it's all just housing now. Peachland has a new sign. Oh, I like the old sign. That's a shame. Maybe the old one got damaged. Here. Carpenter Road construction. It's during the day though, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Don't think we got to worry about it tonight. Light. Let the climbing begin. And that van was sleeping on that light. Hardcore. super, super, super heavy, so it's going to be a slow climb. We have a little bit of a break here before we do a bunch of climbing. Then we got a little dip before the hardcore climb starts. Temps sticking at 210. Water temperatures are doing beautiful. Four-way flashers on. Some rain, a little drizzle. Told you those clouds look a little angry. Love driving in the rain. Hopefully we get a good downpour. Okay, I'm leaving everything in automatic. The fan, the gears, just as if I was driving without a care in the world. And we'll see if it overheats. Overheats, we'll rapidly downshift and then take it nice and easy. But till then, this is just a test to see. Wipers in a bit, nice and smear screen. We'll get the dust off the wipers. Oil temp has jumped up to 240. Highway right there over top of us. We're gonna do the loop and then start climbing. I mean, we're climbing now, but Highway 97C, which goes all the way to Ashcroft. There you can rejoin Highway 97. red stain on the side of the mountain is not natural. That is from firefighting. the red chemical that they spray out from the water bombers. We're going to merge all the way to the right.
Continue on Highway 97C.
Continue the climb. So when I said 15 miles, 26 kilometers, that count hasn't started yet. I start that count at the next intersection. So while this is a bunch of climbing, it's not uninterrupted climbing. Little dip over here before that 26 kilometers start. Dip over here at the 6% downgrade. Well, the temperature's sticking at 240-ish. Just a hair over 240. I feel like it's better than it was last week, but I don't know if I feel like it's actually fixed. Beside me. Pretty far off the road. Good, good. This is where the count starts. long uphill in the winter, expect thick fog on this climb too, like super, super thick fog. Down to 45 kilometers an hour. Now the climb never stops. It's not 8% grade the whole way. You get these little spots where the grade is like 1 or 2% and then it goes back to 6 or 8%. But it's still, you never get a break from climbing. You don't get any down or any long flats. No lights on that trailer either. So illegal in British Columbia. Some states in the US you don't need lights on the trailer as long as you can steal the lights on the vehicle, but very illegal here. At night anyway. During the day you can legally get away with it as long as you have brake lights and signal lights. During the day you're legal. Levels out a little bit so people can go on the underpass, do a U-turn if they need to, if they didn't mean to come up the connector. Spot to turn around. It's surprising how often you see a trailer parked over here. Maybe a dude coming back into Kelowna almost out of hours, can't legally make it home out of hours, drop the trailer here and bobtail home because you're allowed to bobtail 70 kilometers off duty. In the US you can bobtail indefinitely off duty. In Canada you can only do 70 kilometers a day. Well, temperature sticking at 240. That's as hot as it's getting so far. Maybe we're good. water temperature is sitting at 220. That's normal for climbing. If it just equalizes here, that's the maximum temperature it goes to, I think we're okay. It's a little on the warm side. I would like it to stay below 230, but bunch of kilometers to go climbing. Got a bit of way to go to get to the top, but I feel last week we would have been overheating big time by now. I had not put all three of the other cameras outside. This time of night right now, a dash cam or a shoulder cam would have been awesome, seeing the whole dashboard. I should have thought that one through a bit. Oh well, next time guys, I'm going to try to find that mount again. I haven't used that mount since spring. In the winter I use that shoulder cam quite a bit. I'll have to dig it out and get that working again. Because the outside cameras are completely and utterly useless in the winter, at least the forward facing. Temperature is creeping up a little bit. Huh. We're at 245 now. I don't like that. Lane up ahead, interesting. No, we always lost the lane here. I think we're just missing a sign. Yeah, the sign that tells us that this lane's ending is missing, so we got a temporary one there. Yeah, exit only, chain up area. four-wheeler burnt down to the ground. Somebody else had overheating issues. Probably getting reflection from the dash cam, or the dash camera is probably reflecting itself off the windshield. I forget I need to turn the display off on the dash cam. Climb, baby, climb. Pretty steep grade here. We're at 8%. Hasn't gone over 245 yet, kind of hanging out there. Kind of on the fence here. I don't know. Do we need to do more work to it? Or are we good? It's only 15 degrees Celsius outside. On a 40 degrees Celsius day, would we be overheating? Why did you try upshifting there, automatic? That makes no sense. It was like a 30 degrees Celsius day, and then we would know for sure. I don't like it. The temperature's gone over 240, but it hasn't hit 250 yet, so that 250 is the red line. Got a way to climb yet. Some way to go yet. Connector is not super scenic. It's a pretty boring highway. For a highway with the high elevation, it is. I think it's the third tallest elevation. Kootenai Pass is the tallest in British Columbia. Kootenai Pass is the tallest all season highway in Canada. I think part of the Coquihalla between Merritt and Kamloops might be the second tallest, third tallest. And the connector is, I think, second tallest. Yeah, I think connector is second tallest. I can't remember, so don't quote me on that. I know Kootenai is the tallest. That I know for a fact. Loved it when my friend in Facebook just goes, "No, these passes are taller, go look it up." I'm like, why don't you go look it up? Because I have looked it up. I'm not going to say these things without looking them up. I'm not going to say this is a fact without looking it up and knowing it's a fact. Many times I do say stuff that I could be wrong, that I think is true, but I don't know. But when the thumbnail itself is going to say tallest pass in British Columbia or tallest all-season highway in Canada, I've researched it. I know this is the tallest all-season highway in Canada. Not this one. Certainly not this one. Even though you climb for a lot longer. To go over Kootenay Pass, at the bottom of Kootenay Pass, you're at a much higher elevation than when you start this climb. So as far as the distance you're climbing, this one is by far a longer climb. But elevation-wise, no, not nearly the tallest. I mean, it is nearly the tallest. That they're pretty close, but it is not the tallest. We're getting close to the top. Fortunately, the temperature is still rising very slowly, and we're at 140, 147 right now, give or take. We're still going up. Only 13 degrees Celsius outside, well 13.5. Water temperature is just rock solid at 220. That water temperature is rock solid. That's not changing. The oil temperature is still very slowly creeping up. Last week I would be downshifting right now. I would be downshifting and keeping the temperature down, but for this test I'm just going to keep it in until it derates me, just to see. Waka. Just so slow, so you want to move over, but the lane ends, so probably shouldn't move over, but you feel like you need to because you're so slow. Okay guys, we're officially at 250. It has worked its way up all the way to 250. Well, shoot. I'm not sure what their next step is. Why would it keep doing that? How do you fix that? The oil keeps getting changed. They have steam cleaned the rad. They have pressure washed the inside. They have replaced the oil cooler. I don't understand what the next step is. Like, it makes no sense. I certainly don't understand. Not the result I was looking for. Side I haven't been derated and we're almost to the top. Light drizzle up here, more like a misting. Gone pitch dark on us. Lost all the light. We're down to 1/8 of a tank of fuel. So either way, I'm going to Merritt and delivering this load because I need to fuel up in Merritt. Degrees Celsius outside. I don't know why I'm still waving at other truck drivers. It's dark out. I need to be flashing my marker lights. There. Yeah, it's like literally sitting right on 250. Which is red line. Be a cool night tonight. It's 11.5 degrees Celsius. Outside air temperature. Still climbing at 28 kilometers an hour, which is normal for this kind of weight. For some reason it downshifts to 2 gears and then upshifts 1. I guess downshifts a full gear and then upshifts half a gear. Technically that's the heck are these reflectors in the ditch? Oh, those are just construction signs turned on their sides. Okay. Must be construction going on during the daylight up ahead. did make it to the top without getting derated, which is nice. But it's only 11 degrees Celsius outside. We'll see if during the week we get a hotter day. And then see if it gets derated if we go over the 250. It's actually dropped to 245 again now. I don't know, what do you guys think? We're pretty much at the top over here. Camera batteries are gonna die, so it'll be a good time to call it a day. Catch up with you guys on the next video and see what decisions have been made by the shop and by the boss man. The cameras are starting to drop off. They were starting to flash red a bit ago already. I saw the red flashing on the mirror cam anyway, so might be losing one or two of the cameras. I'll keep going until we're at the top, even if it's just the dash cam left. We'll make it right to the summit. Someone go back in the video where I said we start counting after that little dip where we start counting. How many minutes did it take to climb from there to the summit? So just look at the video timestamp where not at the beginning of the connector, but at Carpenter Road there, where we started climbing non-stop from that intersection. Is it Trapline or Carpenter? Whatever that road is. From there to the summit. How many minutes? We're almost there. .5 degrees Celsius outside. Burn. I bought a brand new jacket last weekend, $350. Unbelievable. Last time I was a jacket, I bought another jacket just like exactly the same jacket 2 years ago, and it was $200. So in 2 years, that jacket has gone up by $150 in price. It's like, holy smokes. But I do have a brand new jacket, so on these cooler days I will have a jacket. I'm not going to use it yet. I have the old, it's one of those double jackets that has an inner lining and outer lining. I still have inner lining for the old jacket, but the zipper no longer works, so I'm going to keep using that inner liner until it gets cold enough that I want to zip up and stay warm. So use that new jacket as little as possible and try to make it last more than 2 years. Go. It's starting to level out. Temperature at 245-ish. There's the brake check, Penasc Summit. Pennask, Penasc, I think so. Something like that. I'm probably spelling it wrong. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but we're there. We're there. It's leveling out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and hopefully we get a bunch of new videos this week, and hopefully we're done with overheating, and maybe it just gets this hot on this pass and it'll be fine on the other passes. We'll know soon. I'm gonna let the boss know what our water temperature and oil temperature was, and the air temperature, and send him the info, and let him and the shop make the decisions. Four-way flashers off as we gain speed. The summit. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. We are out of here. Oh, hang on, there's a cop up ahead. Let's see. Is that off the main road, or is that's way out there? Okay, that's way out there. Okay, that's many minutes down. But I see red and blues way up ahead. Far, far out there. Anyway, you guys absolutely rock. Appreciate all your support. I'm out of here. Wait, you got that all wrong. I'm out of here, then you guys rock. Hang on. Now we gotta wait for the oncoming traffic to be gone. This feels fast. We're not even doing the speed limit yet, but it feels fast. After doing 28 kilometers an hour, 100 kilometers an hour, it feels fast. The speed limit's 110. Okay, I'm out of here. You guys absolutely rock.